Do you think this one is going to go the distance?
With Scorpion, it's always a possibility, because that's just the way Scorpion play. So the handshake comes down. Actually, I can stand here. So they have 1 hour starting now. We may be a few seconds off on our homegrown predictions of the time here, but it'll be close enough.
Alright, so no Niten Master, but he does get a Niten Adept.
And a Gaseous Swordsmith, which he definitely wants to see, and is that Katsuki Yamura?
I think it is Katsuki Yamura.
So the Niten Adept, always risky. Like the Niten Adept is such a big threat.
A very solid battle action.
Yeah, that he becomes a prime assassination target.
Absolutely.
And the Scorpion player, assassination is a weird tool in Scorpion because, among other things, one of the things it lets them do is manipulate their honor to ensure that they can continue to use their stronghold. So the bids are coming now.
So what do you think the strategy?
So
what do you think we're likely to see?
And I have no idea what Ben bid, but we'll find out in a second. When
I imagine it's probably a 3 or a 4. Could also be 5. He's fishing for more honor tokens.
1, just 1.
So 4. He bid 4. Okay. I think a clever bid there for him.
Well, I think the more controversial story here is that Matt opened the game with a bid of 5.
I'm not sure that's controversial. He's made one person.
So
he's
there's
got
the stronghold activation, stealing that point of honor back, dropping Mr. Fox back to 10, and Matt up to 10 as well.
So I don't think that's going to be too harsh of a play because he wanted the fate from passing. He's probably digging for a conflict character, a heavy conflict character.
Yeah, he's got 6 fates, so Kachiko, he's showing the threat of either Fate Worse Than Death or Kachiko.
He's representing it, yes, for sure. And actually, Mono no Aware would be a fine play here as well.
Sinister Sashi gives him incredibly powerful presenceless defense.
Absolutely.
And he didn't spend any fate on her, so he's showing hard what he wants to do.
Exactly.
But that's the interesting thing about this deck, that when they've got so much fate in the bank like that, you can't necessarily read that it's one thing or the other. It could be Kachiko, it could be a Fate Worse Than Death, it could be Mono no Aware. There
could be a lot of things.
3 substantial threats.
Yep.
And the fact that you can't say with certainty which it's going to be, because you play around each of those totally different ways.
So how do you think, what should be Ben's strategy, or the general strategy against Scorpion, if you're a Dragon player?
You know, if I'm being honest with you, I don't understand the Scorpion matchup with any I don't know how to beat Scorpion at all, so we'll see.
So he's going for an Earth Ring, Earth Politics.
And he's hitting a Pilgrimage.
And that's...
Pilgrimage is always a pain.
It's
never happy. Like, it's lacking a chump blocker or defender, it makes it a little less powerful, but it can be so... seeing it flip here is actually probably one of the better times to see it.
Absolutely.
Because the Earth Ring isn't doing any substantial work in terms of tempo.
He doesn't need the Earth Ring.
But it still costs you some tempo. The fact of the matter is, because Matt currently has no way in play of launching an attack, losing that tempo doesn't matter so much. Now we might see an unassuming Yojimbo come down. We have to check out what his splash is too. We're just checking the deck list here. So Matt is splashing. So he's got an Adept of Shadows, Bayushi Kachiko, a Cunning Magistrate, a Meek Informant, and unassuming Yojimbos are all possibilities to come down from hand. He is splashing Dragon, 3 Miramoto's Fury, and 2 Let Go. Miramoto's Fury is going to be another extremely powerful card for him this turn. Allows him to store up his fate again. If he's not dropping Kachiko this turn, he's going to be able to comfortably defend.
He can stockpile. He can very easily just
next turn he can drop Kachiko and Fate Worse Than Death.
Yeah.
He's given himself a ton of options here with this very conservative economic play. And honestly, if I'm in Fox's seat right now, I don't know. I don't know what to do. There's so many ways you can get screwed here, and it's just a gamble.
It really is.
You know, it's just picking blind.
So past conflict there from Matt. That's sort of what we were expecting to see.
Yeah. We won't see him drop a conflict character until Fox has expended both his conflicts. So that's a hidden cache. Ridiculously powerful province.
So he's going to look at the top 5 and then take one of the cards?
Yep. And if this province doesn't break, Now we've seen two of his. This is the Seeker of the Power Seeker of Void in Scorpion.
Yes.
The absolute murderer's row of provinces. There's
Yeah.
nowhere good to go. It's not like against most other clans where you have an option of somewhere to go that's not as painful. You have a hope of maybe that 25% chance of hitting the province that doesn't murder you. So it's he's chosen his card. But with Scorpion, there's no province you want to go to.
No.
They're just all horrible.
I mean, Pilgrimage is probably the best of a bad loss, really. Even then,
It costs you your whole conflict if it doesn't work out.
Now that Secret Cache has flipped, that's probably the best situation.
But yeah, this is Mr. Fox's second conflict anyway, so...
So we're looking at card advantage.
So here comes the Skirmisher. I'm not sure what the point of that is, considering the... Oh, it's to protect against a covert attack from Matt. It's to protect against an unassuming Yojimbo coming down.
Dropping him another point of honor for an uncontested defense.
Yeah.
And that was Miramoto's Fury coming down. So just one fate spent, not a... And this is one of the things that I noticed when I was playing. I played the Scorpion deck a small amount, and actually particularly against Dragon. Managing your fate is super important, and being as efficient as possible with your fate is incredibly influential.
I feel like that's true of every clan.
But more so with this deck, because you have so many options all the time as to how to spend your fate. You've got the Mononoa Ware, you've got the Fate Worse Than Death, you've got the heavy conflict characters coming down. You really have to be... You have to use the cards. It was a common theme in the old days in Dishonor as well. Using the right card at the right moment to get the right level of efficiency. And yes, it's always a thing in card games, but for Dishonor and for Control in general, it's always paramount.
So way the Scorpion has come down to Dishonor the Haruma Skirmisher. That's going to be a point of honor loss at the end of the turn. And it's going to... I'm not sure, she's Glory 0, right?
I think it is a 0 glory card. I know, I see a 1.
That's a 1? Okay, so that's disabled her ability to contest rings as well. And it looks like we've reached the end of the turn because they're doing the Imperial. Yeah, Mr. Fox is going to claim the Imperial favor.
So no pressure whatsoever applied from...
No, but he was never intending on applying any pressure this turn. The pressure he's applying is a long game pressure of draining Ben's resources, draining his honor in particular, and wearing him down to the point where he's choking him off of being able to bid for cards, choking him off of being able to commit to conflicts because he needs to hold guys back so he's not losing honor from unopposed defenses. A slow turn like that is perfect for Matt. That turn went totally according to plan for Scorpion.
No provinces broken, couple of reveals.
But nothing that can make his opponent feel happy or secure.
No.
Because he doesn't want you never want to go back to Secret Cache.
No.
But then if you go to a different province, you're going to get murdered some other way. It's a real Sophie's choice.
It is Sophie's choice. Okay, so that's the Yoga Hiroe.
Hiroe, Bayushi Shouju, and Yunako. And with the 6 fate that he saved, or the 5 fate now that he saved from last turn,
this is going to be a harsh
He has so many options here on how he wants to spend his fate. And again, he can only buy one of these guys and continue to represent the threat of the Kuchiko.
Absolutely.
Continue to represent the threat of Fate Worse Than Death, or of an unassuming Yojimbo. You just have to be scared of everything against this deck.
You really do.
You're jumping at shadows, which I guess is appropriate.
So Niten Master, a favorable ground, and a Katsuki Investigator, which is going to be clutch.
Katsuki Investigator could be... But he doesn't have the fate. The Katsuki Investigator is a very expensive character.
It is.
He's expensive to buy, and then once he's in play, he's expensive to use.
And he's fueling
Ben
all
is
the time.
working with only 8 fate this turn.
Yeah. But he's going
for that investment. We're going to see 2 fate.
Probably
just one.
Okay.
Because he needs to see the hand.
Yeah.
You know.
To know whether or not he should be investing more.
Yeah. But once he's seen it,
the other thing is that
that's a big part of what's going on. That's going to help him.
Okay, so he's made it 2 fate now. He's made it 2
okay.
fate. So that makes sense.
I actually prefer that.
The other thing is that Ben is running policy debate.
He is.
So this is another way he has of getting Fate Worse Than Death out of Matt's hand.
But he's not going to resolve policy debate against Shoju.
Not against Shoju. That's probably not going to work. So Shoju with 2 fate, it looks like.
Shoju with 2. He still has
6
fate,
7 in the bin.
Fate.
7 left to spend.
And looking at the deck list here.
So the bid comes in, it's 5 again.
from the Scorpion.
5 from Scorpion. And I think it was a 5/5. I don't see any honor tokens moving around.
That surprises me, I have to say.
I'm kind of not surprised at all. There's no.
Sorry, let me reiterate. I will criticize those bids rather than saying it surprises me. I'll say if these guys wanted to win, maybe bidding different numbers. Bidding 5 is you don't need. It's very rare you need that many cards.
Well, I can agree with you there. I mean, judging by how many cards drawn on Matt's side last turn, I wouldn't have said that they actually needed this, and that was actually a pretty big risk on the side on Ben's side.
Exactly. If Matt had bid 1 there, that's going to drop Ben's honor to 6 right away.
Yeah.
That's going to make his life a lot harder. And all it takes for Matt then is a couple of assassinations, and he's lower again, reactivating his stronghold. I'd query those bids, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. There's some scrutiny.
But then again,
there.
These guys are in the top 8, or is it the top 4?
Who are we? Who are we to question these guys? These guys know what they're doing.
Well, we're both Kotei winning card gaming champions, so that's who the fuck we are. From one Kotei winner to another, I wouldn't second guess your ability to second guess these guys. From one top 4 scrub washout world champion
to another.
Yeah. So we're seeing a tattooed wanderer come down. That's going to make him feel a lot safer.
Well, it means he can
use that investigator.
Yeah, attack with impunity, basically. Well, not necessarily impunity. That's 7 fate waiting in the wings for him.
Yep.
That's gonna and as your first action, just straight away ripping fate worse than death into the Katsuki investigator. It's a worthwhile
Good
play.
action.
It's a worthwhile play.
I'd call that a value play. So he's going in for the pilgrimage because he knows not getting the void ring is not so bad as the terrible things that could happen to him.
Oh, the
going
horrible,
elsewhere.
horrible
So
things.
there's the fate worse than death. Katsuki investigator's going down a well.
Absolutely, and
That's
the right play.
A point of honor.
And Dishonored. Hopefully he'll put the token on him. I'm sure he will. There it is.
So that hurts a lot, and that's why. That's probably why, in fact, we saw the 2 fate investments.
Absolutely. Because he knows that's coming. Or if the Mononoa Ware would not be worth it this turn.
The question is, because the fate worse than that, even in Scorpio, they don't have to pay influence first. It's expensive. Having a 4 fate card to play, you're sort of building your strategy around it. But you've got a ton of expensive conflict cards that you want to play. So
I think we just saw an assassination there.
Yeah, and the Scorpion player is dropping their honor down, which is going to let them continue to use their stronghold. It's funny, assassination is such a cost. The 3-point honor loss is such a cost
to every other clan. Yeah.
For Scorpion, it's a tool.
It is, yeah.
Because that's going to let him steal honor from Foxy now for another 3 turns, and we see that happening, dropping him to 8. Ridiculous, enormous-sized hands of cards here.
So air, I guess, is no. He won't contest air. Air will not be the contest here, I would say.
Fire was just as effective right now, but no, he's going for air.
I'm not sure about the air contest.
He wants to put the pressure on. That's okay.
He doesn't necessarily need it. That's the thing.
He doesn't. But here's the thing, right? He bid 5 this turn. If he bid even 3, I'm not going to say bid 1, be really aggressive. If he bid 3. Fox would already be down to 7. This air ring would be threatening to drop him to 5.
Yeah.
You know, as instead, it's only going to drop into 7. Massive difference there. And we see Miramoto's Fury, was it?
And Forged Edict could come down for this, I guess. Rifling through his 15-card hand.
I don't think he would. Or was it a Cork Games?
No, it was a Miramoto's Fury.
It was? Okay. No, it was a Cork
And
Games.
a Forged Edict did come. Oh no, was it a Cork Games?
It was a Cork Games.
It was a Cork Games. Okay. My bad. For some reason I saw Miramoto's Fury.
So we're seeing a Cork Games
in return. Makes sense. And then there's the Miramoto's Fury. There we go.
Yes.
So looking through for an answer, nothing happens.
And
ring goes back.
Fox is going to hold the favor this turn as well.
He's going to hold the line. Now, interestingly, the thing that could have happened here, a really bad thing that could have happened here, was that Matt would hit Restoration of Balance.
Oh yeah.
He's got to be really,
That's another
really scared.
reason I'm not happy with that bit of 5.
Really scared about restoration.
Absolutely. Okay, with 4 provinces unrevealed, 25% chance. It's not so bad, but
No, I mean
it's bad enough. Like
it's bad enough.
because the consequence of hitting it is so terrible.
It's
that
10
at a
cards.
25% chance.
I'd pay most other costs to not
for sure.
discard 10 cards.
Yeah, I think so. So Foxy's considering his options. He's going for the fire ring. He really
Fire
wants
military.
to dishonor that Shoju.
And what do we get here?
Getting a little bit ahead of himself there, going straight to say, I am dishonoring Shoju.
Oh yeah, a little
wondering.
bit, a little bit.
Is that a sign of nerves, I wonder?
Potentially. It's got to be tense times. This is an important match, and you know both players. It's very cagey. It's kind of back and forth at the moment, and nobody's coming out clearly as being ahead here. Both are sort of just setting up for.
Oh no, I feel the Scorpion player is ahead.
I would say he's ahead.
He got the better of the first turn for sure, with 5 fate in the bank going into next turn. No provinces broken.
But this is what I would call
the honor starting to trickle down.
I would classify this as a soft advantage. A soft advantage being one that he has yet to capitalize on. The potential is there. He has the fate. He has his honor in an okay position. He doesn't have a great board. There's no way he can.
So
there's no
the
end.
ancestral die show comes down. It's going to help him break the province.
There's no obvious end game here yet.
Oh no, there is.
I'd argue.
Especially bearing in mind, there's no such thing as a mod win in the cut.
Oh, I know.
This is a timed round. 1 point of tiebreakers is enough.
It's true. Charge comes down. So Hero A is going to come
Hero
in.
A.
This is going to be interesting.
So we're going to see. What are we going to see happen here? Hero A is one of those cards that just creates so many options. In this military challenge, though, he's not bringing a lot of skill to the table.
No.
But there's so many cards in hand that we could see.
Pathfinder's Blade. So this is going to
the shameful display.
Stop the shameful display from proccing.
But still, there's so many cards on both sides that potential for both players to massively invest in this.
Absolutely.
Exists, but we may assume that at some point they'll start
still,
thinking about cutting their losses.
Remember, 4 fate on Matt's side. He's still got options.
Sure does.
I'm not sure.
Saving the shameful display. Anytime a Scorpion player saves a province. So that was a let go that we saw.
No, it was using the Pathfinder's Blade. So he used Shameful Display. Matt used Shameful Display.
To reduce his military strength. Very good. So now he's not breaking it.
No.
Oh no, he is. He's got three
three plays.
3 plays 0. He's breaking. Oh no, the holding.
Yeah, the holding is giving a +1.
Strength.
4 province strength. And now he's bringing in the Gasha Swordsmith. Maybe doing some tricks here. Hero is not going to win this fight.
A Bonsai would do it.
A Bonsai would do it. It's true.
And he's got 4 shames in hand. He's got a ton of ways he could win this fight. Dishonoring another character, causing another point of honor loss, advancing towards the end.
It's getting touchy. Favorable ground is going to bring him back out
that's
again.
Smart. But there's absolutely an end game on the table for the Scorpion here, and we're seeing a.
So there's the
shame.
first for shame. Interesting choice here. He's going to take the dishonor.
So dropping him down to 2. And now a second for shame. Oh, there's a policy debate in hand as well, but
there's no policy debating this guy.
She's dash, so that's not happening.
And there's the extra for shame. Yeah.
And this is
big. This is going to claim fire, and that's going to be
no, it's
another.
Not, he's still 0. But this is
the Agasha Swordsmith will still be dishonored. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm not sure. We'll find out, I suppose. But because Hiroe has to win.
Hiroe has to
won't win.
Okay.
But the interesting thing, the Scorpion player invested a fair amount in saving that shameful display, and was absolutely right to do so.
Yeah, 100%. Because you do not want to attack shameful display again.
Or pilgrimage, or secret cash. And so anytime you bounce off, and here comes the unassuming Yojimbo, so we're actually finally going to see some aggression coming out of Matt. He senses some of that banked fate.
He senses his moment.
Yeah.
And now he's going to go for water. He's going to go for water military.
Military water.
And this is going to take the favor. This is probably going to be a bid for the favor.
And it's a shameful display.
It's a perfect flip. Because again, Restoration of Balance would be so harsh to hit here. Feast or Famine as well.
Feast or Famine wouldn't be so bad. No, it would. It'd be pretty bad. But Scorpion, the dynamic they have in playing is so different to everybody else that honestly I feel like a Feast or Famine, if this was a Lion board we were looking at, and that's a Tuturi with 2 Fate, Feast or Famine is devastating. Against Scorpion, they don't care. They're taking the game to 6, 7, 8 turns anyway. This is one round of a 15-round match. The challenge is to go the distance.
It's true. Interesting again that he's not contesting the air ring here. I would have said.
Yeah, that's very surprising. But presumably he has a plan, maybe involved. He's thrown his political conflict this turn, though, right? He has.
Favor control is not critical in this deck. He's not running Censure.
No, well, our deck list I've had is gone, so no way of knowing for sure. But he wouldn't be. He's running Forged Edict. He's got the most consistent, reliable counterspell in the game. Yeah, he doesn't need Censure. Oh, is that a?
So it's gone to Resolution.
We're going to see a point of honor loss for the Dragon player from his Dishonored character leaving play.
That'll drop him down to
7.
8, I think, is the current total.
Maybe the Dishonored character stayed in play. Sorry.
No, the Dishonored character stayed in play. So he's still on 9.
I had him on. Yeah, okay. We'll say he's on 8. John Butler's there. I trust John. So we're seeing the initiative go to Dragon player now, right?
I think so, yes.
No first player.
Oh no,
on the
sorry.
table.
There is a first player. It's
there it is.
it's with
Okay.
Scorpion. It's with Matt.
Okay. And Yoga Hiroe went under the den.
Under the den, the ninja den.
So could return at any time to ruin people's lives. So the Scorpion player never readied their stronghold.
Interestingly.
Small mistake there. I'm sure we'll see. When he decides he wants to use it, we'll see it. Oh, he's actually got up. The Scorpion player has left the table.
He's just drop mic, leave table.
I expect he's gone to consult with the judge.
About?
No, he has a rules question that he doesn't want to reveal
I see.
the contents of because it would give away information about his hand.
I see.
So he's consulting with the judge right now to
rectify his line of play.
Exactly. To learn in advance exactly how everything's going to go out, which is perfectly allowed. And he stepped away from the table so that his opponent won't get any additional information about his hand.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going to happen, but you can see, look at the barest glimpse we can get of the Dragon player on the right here. The body language is agitated, active. These are the mind games, Scorpion Clan mind games. He's going to stand up, walk away for 5 minutes, and just let him stew.
It's a tense game. I mean, it's a tense prospect.
If I'm the Dragon player here, I'm not confident.
I'm not liking how those first 2 turns went because
they both went to the Scorpion player.
If this is a boxing match, this is scoring both rounds.
Points. They're not like.
He didn't get any knockdowns.
Dramatic knockdowns.
No.
But he got some good hits in. He got some points, and he didn't take anything.
He's ahead on punches for sure. Ahead on punches. He's in. I would say he's totally in control.
Yeah, and he's feeling comfortable.
Absolutely.
And he knows that this is a game that there's no provinces broken.
Yep.
He's fine with that.
Absolutely.
We are. My clock stopped running.
And the thing is,
some amount of time into the round,
he's got information on the 2 if he's actually going to go and try and break provinces and win a tiebreaker, he's got the 2 that he wants to break.
Exactly, but beyond that is the concept that John, who in addition to being an expert judge, is a Scorpion deck builder extraordinaire.
Yes.
He's written a very convincing essay on the concept of farming rings.
Yeah.
So what he's seen here is there's 2 provinces. The shameful display he doesn't really want to go back to. Manicured Garden he can actually feel okay with.
Yeah.
He can go back to that province, turn after turn, claiming rings, wearing the Dragon player's honor down. Ideally he wants to find if he hits the Restoration of Balance, which is obviously brutal.
Yeah.
The one benefit that he has is it's a province he can go back to that can never hurt him again.
Yeah.
So he may not even want to be breaking provinces. So the Scorpion player has resumed the table, and now he's ready to stronghold. So yeah, that's why he was clearly his point of clarification has come back. now he's ready to. We're going to see him.
But
I expect use his stronghold. Oh, he's got what's his flip there? He's got a Yunako, a Bayushi Liar, who's a horrible card to deal with, and a Manipulator. So a bunch of small little guys, which again suits the strategy of his board is developed. Like he's happy with what he's got in play. He can buy the Bayushi Liar
and pass.
And be happy that he's continuing to represent these big threats from hand. And we're seeing the
and that's exactly what was.
That's the Manipulator. The Manipulator coming out. That's a one fate character. He's brought him out with no fate, and I would not be surprised at all to see a pass from the Scorpion.
Yeah, he wants to deny the fate.
But one thing, actually, alternatively, we might see him use the stronghold before bids. But he's got such a deficit of honor, 6 versus 8 at the moment, that there's no need for him to rush using the stronghold either.
No.
And I would expect to see a low bid from the Scorpion player this turn. He's made a fool of me 2 turns in a row. But this turn, where the pressure is starting to come on, and he's still got a ton of cards in hand, more like loads of gas to run.
I think we'll see both players bid one.
Lower bid this turn.
Although play from the Scorpion, bidding 1 is definitely the right play. 5 again.
5 again. Madness.
This is insanity. This is insanity. And
also,
4.
And we got a 4 from Fox. So he's back on 10 honor somehow. And
5 for the Scorpion.
I'm
baffled.
Yeah.
I'm really baffled by this.
I really have to question that. It's so at odds with the way he's playing the board.
I know. There's something. I feel like there's something we're missing about the strategy that he's employing here. He's thinking on a level that's completely separate from what our understanding of the deck
he's
is.
Been reading too many forum posts by American players. So it's actually the Sinister Sashi who's coming back from under the gambling den, and she's such a ball breaker.
She's really harsh. She's harsh to deal with. It's not going to be fun times. Now, interestingly, we still have a massive fate advantage for Matt. He's got 7 fates still on his.
Yeah, because he's been so conservative with his resources.
And only 1 fate for
the Dragon player has to remain so terrified of stuff that could come down. So there's that Niten Master. We know that there's 2 more Fate Worse Than Deaths yet to be played.
Yeah. Yep.
And with another bit of 5, you have to be like. So the one thing I was saying earlier, I never got to finish that thought. It's very plausible that the Dragon player believes there's only 1 more Fate Worse Than Death to deal with.
That's very true.
Because it's such an expensive card to run.
No, he knows the deck list.
Oh,
they know each other's deck list.
Fantasy Flight. Grumble. He knows the deck. He knows there's 3.
He knows there's 3.
So that Niten Master, normally such a threat, potentially just becomes a liability here.
Absolutely.
6 fate investment, neutralized by a 4 fate investment. That's another 2 point swing in the Scorpion player's favor.
So we're going to see an attack here into the Manicured Garden, I think. Katsuki Investigator is going to defend and try and fish out some things from the hand.
That's going to take a while. His hand is very big.
It's very big. It's at least.
And we may all be grateful at this point that he's not allowed to write down the contents of his opponent's hand, because we'd be here until Tuesday. And there it goes, the Investigator is activated, putting Fate on the Earth Ring, stacking it up interestingly. And now we're going to have a brief pause while the Dragon player assesses the contents of his
And of course, interestingly, not declaring a ring there or a conflict type. I'm sure he did verbally, but just didn't confirm it with the gesture there. So political water. Water the right ring? I feel, he's going to try and deny the options of the...
lock out the skirmisher.
The skirmisher.
And then hold it. Originally holding the Fate Worse Than Death, also calling in favors comes down. So we may assume from that it means there is no Fate Worse Than Death in the hand.
Yeah, you can assume that.
Because otherwise I can't imagine why that wouldn't be the card to go. So the Sinister Sashi activates, so that's going to be the end of the Katsuki Investigator, when Shoju finishes having his way with him.
Absolutely.
Interestingly, he had the option here to use Covert on the unassuming Yojimbo to keep the Katsuki Investigator from doing this.
That's very true.
I think we probably could have called from the fact that he didn't have a Fate Worse Than Death in hand.
Yes.
Because that's the card he wants to protect. That's the card he cares about getting fished out. Yeah. Everything else, cards are good. The vital card in the matchup is Fate Worse Than Death.
Yep.
And he didn't go to the effort to protect it. He's going to make a fool of us now by playing one in a second. But,
so Court Games to honor his character,
and,
Court Games
to dishonor.
to return the favor.
and he has a Way of the Scorpion in hand as well.
And an assassination. I'm looking at it. Is that an assassination?
It is an assassination, but right now with only 6 honor in the pool.
Yeah,
again,
it's
another reason why that that lower bid would have potentially been good.
So let go on the fan. So this is kind of stalling tactics. It feels like from Ben. He knows
he wants to not let the province break.
Death is imminent, and he's trying to stack on ways
but
of.
The investigator is he's done for the turn anyway. Like him being bowed at the end of this conflict is effectively the same as him being murdered by Shoju.
Well, he's done his job.
Yeah, he has.
And the real workhorse for Ben now is going to be the Niten Master. And that's where he wants to... Actually, defending with the Katsuki Investigator is the best thing he possibly could have done. Gives him all the information he needs to safely attack and be aggressive with the Niten Master.
Knowing there's no fate worse than death coming is got to be a load off his mind.
But still, I mean, where are you going to attack? Where are you going to go with the Niten Master?
Again, it's pilgrimage. You're giving up the value of the ring.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're going to break. Like, hopefully if you break, obviously it's fine. So we're seeing...
Not sure what that card is.
Policy debate.
That's a policy debate.
So
oh, going to get the return on his hand.
Commencing the rap battle.
And we're probably going to see Pathfinder's Blade get...
From each player. Quite likely to get...
There's a Cloud the Mind in there, maybe?
Cloud the Mind, also worth getting rid of.
Although Cloud is not really worth it because he doesn't have the Shigentra support right now.
He does the Sinister... Oh, the Dragon Player doesn't. Yes,
Dragon Player doesn't.
That's true.
And already...
The problem actually is that like those kind of effects are less powerful against Dragon because Dragon don't have as many cards that are must-have.
Yeah.
Dragon have a bunch of interchangeable +2 skill attachments, you know, lower impact cards that provide that kind of longer term.
Yeah. It's like in the game we saw with Baz yesterday when Baz was playing. His hand and his deck is just filled with attachments, and you know you can policy debate. You can maybe get one of those, but like you say, there's
it's
10 other options.
It's not like hitting the fate worse than death.
Absolutely.
It's not the game-changing effect that it potentially is against the Scorpion player.
And this is maybe where Dragon, in terms of clan power level, have not so much of an edge on a clan like Scorpion, who have those bomb cards, those big bombs.
So he has another policy debate if he wants to use it, but I think having seen the Dragon player's hand, he's content to... oh, he gets rid of the let go. Nice. We may see the second one come down, but there may not be anything that he's especially afraid of.
If he's discarding a let go is, again, like we were saying, not one of those massive cards that you really care about.
Well, it depends on what attachments the Scorpion is running. If there's anything he really wants to protect. Looking at his deck list here... Cloud the Mind is the big one.
Cloud the Mind.
Let go is there to... He's getting rid of the let go to protect his Cloud the Minds.
Okay, so now we're getting an eyeball on the hand here. There's a Pathfinder's Blade. There's a Reprieve which now goes, which is pretty big, and two katanas.
Yeah, two katanas.
So, I mean, he's giving away here what he's got in his pockets. And it's not a lot. I mean, 2 Pathfinder's Blades isn't really a lot.
They're pretty broken.
They're good. They're good.
A certain Justin Walsh, former world champion, would say they were the most broken card in the game.
I'm not sure they're the most broken card in the game.
Are you a former world champion?
I'm not a former world champion. You know? That's true. You're very black and white in your assessments, Jack. That's why we like having you on the stream.
Seeing the investigator did get eaten by Shoju, causing a point of unopposed honor loss. Dropping Mr. Fox to 8.
To 9, and then the Stronghold will proc to drop him to 8. So he's down at 8 now.
So 6 plays 8.
And the first province broken by the Scorpion?
Yeah, and he still doesn't need to worry about hitting Restoration of Balance just yet.
No.
He can go back to that shameful display. So here's... he doesn't...
And the thing is, the
rest status isn't hugely valuable for Dragon. Two on the Niten Master is not terrible, but at the same time, losing a point of stats on your guys in Scorpion or no points on some of them with the 0 glory, it just doesn't break your back in the same way it does for Lion or Crane.
And the other thing is, with the Sinister Soshi on the board, I mean, she's not going to stick around.
He's used her.
But I was going to say, if he gets another Sinister Soshi or finds a way of recycling the one he currently has, he's going to be really threatening that Niten Master, because what you're seeing, what he saw in hand was that Ben doesn't actually have any politics bumps.
Yeah.
So that means with the Sinister Soshi and the Niten Master on the Niten Master with Shoju, that could be a dead
But
Niten
Sinister
Master.
Soshi
Right?
is leaving play.
I know.
She's already used her ability this time.
I know, but another one is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
In the future, because
Sure.
he's going to be sticking, or Shoju's going to stick around another turn.
That's not the. That's the.
So what we're seeing is Niten Master now going in. Oh, he's hit meditations on the Tau, and that's going to remove a fate. That's harsh. That hurts.
bad.
That means Mono no Aware could actually be worth it this turn.
It could, but it would kill his Shoju too, so I wouldn't expect to see it. Cloud the Mind.
So Cloud the Mind
Niten
goes on.
Master isn't going to be coming back, and he knows that's going to stick because he's seen the.
Because he's seen the Let Go is gone. Yeah. I mean, Ring of Earth kind of irrelevant here.
Oh, no, cards are never irrelevant, and the Dragon player's hand is down. It's not.
Actually, that's true. That's true.
It's not very far down. Like he's still got a comfortable 6 or 7 cards. Unassuming Yojimbo
comes down.
With a ton of fate to spend. So he's got 1 fate on her. She's going to be hanging around till next turn.
Now this is going to be, I think this is the turning point. This is when Matt starts to turn the screws. He's going to have people up.
His hand is really diminished. He's drawn 15 cards this game, and he's down to his last 4. So he doesn't give a shit about restoration of balance right now.
And that's a very good point. But he also cares about Feast or Famine. At this point, he does not want to.
But next turn he won't.
Next turn he won't care. Yep.
And there's a Way of the Scorpion to dishonor the Niten Master. Again, he knows it's going to stick because he's seen the hand.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's going to reduce the Niten Master to a paltry 1/1.
He is holding an Ancestral Daisho. Is that?
So he can invest.
No.
The 2
It is a 1/1.
Pathfinder's Blades here. It's he's got Tati Wanderer. So
That's
he's going
right,
to drop
that's
the 2 Pathfinder's Blades here, which will make him even. And those Pathfinder's Blades are getting nothing done. Those are things that could be straightening that Niten Master. They're
Absolutely.
not because it's out of the mind.
Absolutely.
If he drops a second one, you know, that target becomes so tempting.
And this is
for the
almost
answers
squandering of
Scorpion
fate. This is almost overcommitting too much fate, too many cards from hand. This is getting dangerous for Ben. This is getting really dangerous.
Shadows comes down as well.
Oh, this is getting very dangerous for Ben.
If he doesn't break this province, this investment he's making trying to get it could cost him the
It's
game.
back-breaking. It's really back-breaking. So there goes the Fine
comes
Katana.
down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 5. It's not there yet.
And I think the favor is also on Ben's side.
Yes. So that gets him. And
So
it looks
it
like
looks
he's
like-
getting the ring.
Oh, swapping rings?
Maybe it was just an error.
Not quite sure what's going on there. Policy debate.
Policy debate comes down on the Out of the Shadows. But Matt's hand is so small now. This is
irrelevant.
so much less threatening than it would have been earlier.
And
the first opportunity he's gotten to play it, but it's doing no damage.
No. And what's he going to get? There's an assassination,
There's an assassination
in there.
which is potentially, and again, we can't see the bids, but we'll see.
Oh,
he cost himself some
he
honor
cost
there,
himself 2 honor.
dropping himself down to 6.
And you see that there's a Court Games which he's going to lose. Or is that a for shame? Or a Court Games? It's a for shame. But the province is not going to break.
And that's all bad for the Dragon player.
So I don't know why Void was put in that fight at all.
Yeah, again, we'll trust that the judge at the table.
Oh,
has
so
the
it
situation.
did actually break, but it was meditations on the Tau and it broke. So
It's the least frightening of the 4.
Definitely.
Frightening Scorpion
but
provinces.
you definitely don't want to go back there.
No.
You don't want to go back there.
Because it's the one that you can actually attack.
Meditations on the Tau.
Yeah, if you attack it with a guy with no fate on them, it does
Ah,
nothing.
okay.
You know, you can play around that one. You can't play around the others the same way.
That's true.
Anyway, so we're going to see a potential break on the Shameful Display here.
And
which
with
will-
nothing invested on Matt's side here.
Yeah, and that'll keep Matt ahead on the tiebreaker points
It will indeed.
comfortably because he's going to have the honor lead whenever he chooses.
And actually, he already has the honor lead.
Yeah, but he's going to hold it. Is my
He's
point.
going to hold it. Yeah, that's true.
They're close enough together.
And another point of honor loss, and
7 versus 6 at the moment.
and another point of honor loss going to come from the skirmisher who's going to die at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
And actually, both
But this-
cards are going to die.
Matt-
This is a void claim, so this is going to kill the Niten Master too.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh. But Matt wants to keep his honor a little bit low And in that regard, actually, the Dragon player's choice to discard the Force Shame and not the Assassination.
Oh, well, both cards. It was Earthring being
Earthring
contested.
got him. Okay, that's
so
fine,
both
then.
cards were going anyway.
So that's okay. He has some capacity to manipulate his own honor with the Adaptive Shadows, will cost him a point.
And it's now, this is a really bad prospect.
Really bad.
This is not looking good.
Shameful Display breaks. The Void Ring is activated, so this is going to be a total of 3 points of honor loss. Dropping the Dragon player to just 3 honor.
Yeah.
And I feel like from here, with only 1 province broken, and we're waiting on an update on the time. Owen. Do that, that's more important. How much time is that? The stream date.
Feature. We're going to get an update on the time.
We're going to get an update on the time, but right now, the Scorpion player's got to be feeling really comfortable. He's still got Shoju in play. He's got an unassuming Yojimbo. The Fate banks are reasonably
the same.
Similar. He's ahead on provinces. Yeah. He's ahead on honor, and his opponent is redlining.
Absolutely,
really seriously redlining. And this turn, I make a bold prediction that he's going to bid 5. No, he's going to bid 1 this turn.
It's got to be a 1 bid. It's got to be a 1 bid.
He's not going to make a fool of me again.
Nice, favourable ground.
So they have 20 minutes left.
So you got to feel that this one's going to come to a conclusion.
The sleeper hold is on.
It is.
You know,
it is.
The Scorpion player, the arm is hooked, the neck is down. We see if the Dragon player can find that sudden burst of strength to throw him off. But right now, I don't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna make. Okay, the Dragon Ben has to bid 1 here, right?
Yeah. No, he has no choice.
But
Scorpion player has a choice to bid wrong and bid a number higher than 1.
I'm just trying to think through any scenario where it makes sense to bid more than 1 here.
There isn't one.
There isn't one. There really isn't one.
You want to end it on your own terms?
Yes. Yes.
So we're seeing Mirumoto Raitsugu coming out.
And I think this is not the time to get cheeky on Ben's side and try and do a bit of 2 or a bit of 3.
Raitsugu is one of those cards. If he'd been here earlier, he's such a scary threat against a Scorpion-style board. His removal effect against their little guys, and the Dragon attachments and Stronghold lets him bully the duels really easily.
Yeah.
Clearing out those like Byushi liars and manipulators and those kind of guys. But we didn't see it. So I'm assuming we see.
I'm assuming this is 1-1. If I see Matt draw 5, what the fuck?
Dropping himself to 2.
He bid 5. I do not understand this game.
I feel like we should switch to camera on our faces just so people can see our slack-jawed, wide-eyed head shaking.
What is going on? Up is down, left is right, the sky is falling.
Someone get me an update on Flare.
What is this game, Jack?
Is
he going for Conquest? For Conquest?
I guess, but even if he is, why would you drop yourself to 2?
Why
would you let?
He's back in the game.
Why would you let the Dragon out of the red zone? Why would you take that pressure off him? You've got your foot on his throat.
Yeah, the stranglehold is on. I don't understand.
So I guess the Dragon player did find that sudden burst of strength, rising, Cena-like from the ashes, and hip tossing that sleeper hold right over his shoulder.
I think my chin hit the floor there, Jack.
I think mine too. I don't know if I'll ever recover.
But the thing is, Scorpion player still like way ahead in this game, and actually
but
he's
vulnerable to the air ring now.
Not super vulnerable.
So if he gets hit with air and fire, and takes an unopposed defense, he loses. That's
straight up.
He's taking the air ring.
He's going to go for air.
And we're going to see him gaining the. No.
And look at the fate bank he has. He's got 9 fate in the bank.
And he's having just bid 5. He's
No.
now risking the restoration of balance.
No.
This man, he lives so dangerously.
And it's Feast or Famine.
Dodged it again, and Feast or Famine does nothing.
Oh,
this Scorpion player is truly blessed.
He's a genius. He's an absolute genius. I like this is play on another level.
Take this man to Vegas.
I don't
Give
get
him
it.
$100,000
I
to
don't-
make money.
I don't get it. This is why I can't play at this level. I just don't get how this game works.
How do you be good at this game? You just don't hit the prompts. You know those Magic players who'd only ever run one of those
Yeah,
key
yeah.
cards in their deck? And so, why wouldn't you run more? It's fine. I'll draw
I'll draw when
it.
I need it.
And that's what we're seeing here. Don't worry, I won't hit Restoration of
And you
Balance.
know what
Why
he-
not? Because that would be terrible for me.
You know what he probably has in hand as well? He probably has a Fate Worse Than Death. And that's why you draw 5. Oh god, it hurts.
Devastating.
It hurts.
Devastating.
And still with the Fate left to play another one. Or a Kachiko.
Oh, goodness.
Oh
Ladies and
lordy.
gentlemen, we are seeing something special here.
This is a masterclass in Scorpion, I would say. He's showing us for the chumps that we are. I mean, he is dominating this game now. He's gonna break this province. I feel like he's gonna break this province. He's gonna claim
Claims
air.
Province. Claims air. Another
And
point
now-
of honor stolen. Putting himself back to 4. Putting
Back to
himself
4.
5. Sorry, he's yeah. So it's
Because
the
of-
unopposed defense. He's not taking a bit more. But
And
that
now-
gets him out of the danger zone. Scorpion, their danger zone is a little. They have a wider range. To
A
play
much
with
broader
because of their
range, yes,
stronghold.
yes, yes.
Um,
And the stronghold's still active next turn.
yeah. And he's even after that big bomb, he's still, like his board is bigger. He still has more fate in the bank.
He's played this exceptionally well. Like I said, this is Scorpion Masterclass.
This is those
right here.
first 2 turns
of
there was-
building up on
building
cards.
up that economy advantage, that card advantage, the amazing skill it took to not hit Restoration of Balance when he had 15 cards in hand. You know, and and we're seeing all of those advantages snowball so substantially now.
This is I would go ahead and say this is probably one of the most exciting games we've seen.
Yeah,
Just in
actually.
terms of the things, like we like to project and predict what's going to happen, and I like to think that more often
He's
than not
going
we
into
have a
the
good
secret
read.
Cache. Oh my god.
Oh, this
what
is-
what kind of world must you live in where you look at a row of provinces and you go, which is the least terrible option?
I'm going
the one
for
where
secret
he looks
cache.
at the top 5 cards of his deck and puts one in his hand.
And you know what? There's another Fate Worse Than Death waiting here. There's
sure
another
is.
one in the deck.
And there's 4 fates sitting right there.
And judging like every time he's bid 5 every single turn, he's increasing his chances. Every time he draws a card, he's increasing his chances of seeing a Fate
I
Worse
wonder
Than
how many
Death.
cards are left in his deck?
He can only have like maybe 18.
Oh, okay, that's low. He's in no danger of reshuffling just yet. So, yeah, substantial.
This is a great game.
Unbelievable.
Great game to watch.
Unbelievable.
I'm really glad that we can bring this one to you guys. This is something else. So
let's
Matt
pick this
just
card.
figuring
The
out-
fact that it took him this long to make his choice says to me that card is not a Fate Worse Than Death. It's some other card.
Or he's just slow rolling it.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. The longer the game goes, the more advantage he is right now. So that's.
Oh,
Also
I'm not
true.
even saying that. It's just the psychological advantage that he has. Slow playing into the Fate Worse Than Death and then immediately playing Fate Worse Than Death. No
Oh,
hesitation.
and there it is.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! He did slow roll into it.
Or maybe he already had it.
No, he might have already had it.
There
My
it is.
God.
That's okay. So one thing we will say now: the light at the end of the tunnel for the dragon player. He doesn't have to worry about a Fate Worse Than Death anymore.
It's
He's
very true.
eaten all 3 of them.
He really has.
And all 3 of them in absolutely devastating circumstances.
Okay, so let's take a higher level look at the overall strategy Matt's employing. He's obviously going for. He's taking full
there's the
advantage.
concession.
There it is. There's the concession. He
Game's
knows it's
over.
over.